So we just got through still preparing, Stephen and I, on part of my training that we're doing here in Mexico. We're doing leadership training for a handful of leaders. I think it's going to be a total of around 100, 105 leaders that are here in Mexico with us. And one of the things that we're talking about is how to 10x your thinking. And I think that a lot of people, when they hear the word 10x, it just sounds like, oh my God, it's just so much. It's like, really, 10x is easier than 2x. And what I mean by that is, when they think about 2xing, here's what they do. They go, 2xing means 2 times of what you're doing, 2 times of what you're making, right? They go, oh, let me think in my past about what I did to make what I make now, and now I got to do double that? No, thank you. Okay, so all of a sudden it stresses out their mind. And so in order to go 10x, you cannot think the same way of just 2xing something. It's a whole different planet. It's a whole different ball of wax. And so that's what we're getting into, the 8 steps of how to really 10x your thinking. And I think it's something that is going to be different for everybody's brain. It's going to be like a magnetic field change or something. You know, I'm just now starting to understand how to think that way, and it's taking me about 1.5 years to do that. And that's not just saying 10x. I'm talking about literally thinking in a different way. And for me, what I've done up until this point has been, you know, I've gone through some struggles, but I've been successful. So now it's like, okay, if I want to 10x what I'm doing, it's like, whoa, I really have to think differently. And I think we all have to. The thing about 10xing is 2x is linear, 10xing is exponential. And here's what I mean by that is, once again, I talked about a second ago, is when people think 2x, they're like, okay, what did I do? Okay, now I got to double that, and I got to sacrifice time and family and health and everything. So it's like redlining, right? Then 10x is like, holy moly, you have to jump from a linear way of thinking, linear territory, to an exponential way of thinking, okay? And it's not just, it's something that we have to learn, you know? So when you add, you know, there's 5 things that are the difference between linear and exponential, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you add them up, put an addition sign between each one, it's 15. But you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and put a multiplication sign between each one, it is now 120. So 15 versus 120. And just to kind of further the effect, you add a 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you add them all up, it's 21, okay? But if you take those same 6 numbers and put a multiplication sign, it's now 720. So it went from 120 to 720. Okay, so when you add them up, it goes from 15 to 21. You multiply, it goes from 120 to 720. So once again, it's that difference between working really hard, 80 hours a week, making pretty good money, having a pretty good lifestyle, but not having really the time to enjoy it, but going exponential and just going to a whole nother orbit where you've got the money and you also have the time, because you've in turn duplicated yourself to where you have self-managing many companies and teams within your business. And so that's the key thing there of the major difference, linear territory to exponential territory. And it's a lifelong way of making that jump. And once you make that exponential jump, and that's the way you think all the time, that is where you'll get that 10x kind of thinking. And if you do anything less than 10x from that point forward, you're literally just slowing down, because the whole world is growing at 10x. You got technologies and all these things rapidly getting faster and faster and faster. So if you're the type of person that feels like you're behind, it's time to start thinking 10x. Just got through wrapping up. Actually, we're still wrapping up right now. We had kind of a welcome party on the leadership trip. We're having a blast right now, just reconnecting with everybody. We had friends from Australia that flew in. We had friends from Kenya that flew in. We had friends from New York and Canada and all different places, obviously the United States as well. So it's been such a fun time tonight. And I think one of the important parts about leadership is taking time to connect, with your troops, taking time to connect with your people, finding out, what their reasons are, the reasons for their whys, right? And so I think that's really important. It's kind of breezy out here. We're having fun over some cocktails and some drinks, and the kids are running around. We had some music playing earlier, so it's always take time to connect. Take a few extra seconds and connect.